You're walking through the Eastern Plaguelands, probably on your way to grind Argent Dawn rep, or just avoid the endless undead patrols. The zone feels cursed. Dead trees, poisoned skies, and silence so thick it hums in your ears. And then you see her, a little girl, standing perfectly still in the middle of a ruined town, all alone. Her name? Pamela Redpath. You right-click her, expecting a generic greeting or maybe a quest to fetch berries, but what you get is something else entirely. Something that hurts. She says, "Have you seen my doll?" No smile, no silly voice, just a soft, broken whisper from a child who isn't really there. And that's when it hits you. Pamela Redpath is dead. And this isn't a normal quest line. This is a story about love, loss, and the one thing classic WoW almost never gave you: emotional pain. The quest starts with Marlene Redpath in Western Plaguelands. She tells you about a girl who vanished in Darrowshire. Everyone assumed the worst, but now someone's seen her ghost. And so, like every player, you do what the quest log says. You go check it out. You find Pamela, and she's not okay. She doesn't remember much, only that her doll is missing, and that she wants her aunt and uncle. And so begins the long, painful journey of helping a little ghost piece her memory back together. This isn't just a side quest. It's a grave you fall into, and every step takes you deeper. You fight through Darrowshire to find the parts of her doll, head, body, left side, each guarded by undead. The same undead that probably slaughtered her neighbors. You're looting toys from mobs in a town that used to be full of life. And for what? So a dead girl can remember what it felt like to be happy. Once you return the doll, she smiles, just a little, and then she asks for Auntie Marlene and Uncle Carlin. So off you go. As you know, Marlene is a ghost too. She started this whole quest, cursed to relive the fall of her village forever. She doesn't remember what happened to Pamela. Not until you bring her proof, a keepsake, a memory. Then the tears come. Carlin? He's alive, just barely, camped at Light's Hope Chapel, surrounded by Argent Dawn banners and crates of holy water. When you tell him Pamela is still out there, even as a ghost, he freezes. You can tell it broke him a long time ago, and now you've torn open the wound. Then comes the name that ties it all together. Joseph Redpath, Pamela's father. Once a proud defender of Darrowshire, now a corrupted Scourge commander. Undead, mindless, and worst of all, he was there. The day Pamela died, he saw it happen. Maybe he even helped do it. You don't get the full picture yet, but it's enough. The truth starts to take shape. The little girl in the ruins, she was killed when the Scourge attacked, and her own father, corrupted by the plague, helped lead the slaughter. This is the moment where players stop rushing. They stop grinding. They just listen. Because Pamela's voice doesn't change. It stays soft, hopeful. She never realizes what happened to her dad, or why she died. She just wants to feel safe again. And you can't save her. Not yet. This is where classic World of Warcraft does something weird. It slows down, not in the gameplay, but in the heart. For once, you're not the hero and best in slot gear or a PvP god. You're just some traveler trying to help a little ghost remember who she was. And the worst part? You know how this ends? Players still talk about this quest. Not because of the XP or the loot, but because of Pamela. This wasn't a war story. It was a family story. And it hit way harder than it had any right to. And just when you think it can't get any worse, she asks you to help her find her daddy. But that's for later. For now, you're just left with that feeling. You stood in the middle of a ruined village. You looked into the eyes of a dead child. And for a few seconds, 21-year-old quest gave you the goosebumps. So if you've ever walked past Darrowshire without stopping, go back. Listen to the wind. Talk to Pamela. And maybe tell us in the comments. What was the first quest that really hit you? If you've made it this far without crying into your keyboard, hit that like button before the Scourge comes back, and subscribe for more WoW stories that hit where it hurts most, right in the inventory of your soul. There is more. This is the part where you realize Pamela Redpath didn't just die, she watched her entire world collapse, and now you're about to walk into the moment it happened. Most players don't expect this. You're told to help Pamela find her father, but the quest doesn't send you to speak to him. It sends you to relive his final moments. You head to the edge of Darrowshire. There's no big dungeon, no boss to loot, just a haunted clearing with ghosts trapped in a memory. This is the Battle of Darrowshire. It starts slow. You plant a relic in the grass, the Annals of Darrowshire, infused with holy magic, and then, suddenly, time shifts. Ghosts appear around you. Undead pour in from the hills. And there he is, Joseph Redpath, alive, brave, leading the defense. At first, it feels like a fight you can win. Joseph commands the village soldiers. The ghosts of villagers rally around him. You're standing in the middle of it all, like some silent observer. But this battle is already lost. One by one, they fall. The ghouls overwhelm the line. Villagers drop to their knees. The screams echo. But they're muffled, like the past doesn't want to be heard again. And then, it happens. A dark shadow creeps toward Joseph. Not a monster, but a Scourge spirit, twisting his mind. You can't stop it. You can't fight it. You just have to watch as the father of Pamela Redpath is turned into a monster right in front of you. He becomes Redpath the Corrupted, screaming in pain as he turns on his own people. You have to fight him now. Yes, you have to kill Pamela's father, because no one else can. And right before the final blow, a light appears. Carlin Redpath, Joseph's brother, arrives and casts a purification spell, trying to save what little humanity is left. Joseph collapses. He sees what he's done. He weeps. Then he just disappears. And just like that, it's over. But here's the cruel twist. Pamela doesn't remember any of it. You go back to her. She's still there. Still waiting. Still clutching her doll. You tell her, "I helped your daddy." And she says, "Oh, thank you. I'm sure he's very proud of me." She doesn't know she was killed. She doesn't know her dad lost his soul. All she knows is that someone kind came along and made her feel safe again. That's the moment that broke people. Not the boss fight, not the escort, not the farming, just the silence of a little girl alone in a ruined village, thanking you for helping a ghost find peace. Classic WoW had hundreds of quests, but this one stayed with me. It wasn't about loot or gold or endgame. It was about grief, memory, the moment after the war is over. Years later, players still return to Darrowshire, not for rewards, but just to stand next to Pamela, maybe to wave, maybe to sit, just to be there. Because no matter how far WoW has come, no matter how many dragons we've killed or realms we've saved, to me, Pamela's story is still the one that hurts the most. So, if this one got to you, if you remember standing in that ghost town and feeling the weight of it, let us know in the comments. What quest hit you the hardest? And if this is your first time hearing Pamela's story, go find her. She's still waiting. Like the video if the game ever caught you off guard like this. Subscribe for more stories hidden in the shadows of Azeroth. And remember, sometimes the smallest quests carry the heaviest hearts.